I'm sorry, you said how can men create what safety? How can men feel safe? And rectify my point of thinking at the time and direct it towards a point of thinking that's positive. The work that we do at Usikime can, also tend to create safe spaces for everyone to be able to come and speak. And seek therapy, guys. Therapy works. Therapy works. Exactly. When a therapist, wakutafute, ndo hiyo hapo. Inua mkono wako ne, ndo hiyo. Bas, exactly, right? So creation of safe spaces to be able to talk about these issues, not only just here, but also out there. It doesn't have to be 50 people. Atuna, but it can their friend and their friend and their friend and their friend. That's how it continues. Because one of the things that I'm proud of is anyone who's in my space will always live there feeling safe. Whether you come feeling this way or doing that, once you leave feeling safe. And I tend to ensure that I am a safe space to anyone and everyone who approaches me. So that's majorly it. Thank you. So it's majorly creation of safe. If you can't find one, be one. Yeah. If you can't find one, be one. That's majorly it.
Thank
and where you don't have to talk about if it's biasness, if it's, mentality of people and certain circumstances, call that person out and tell them, yeah, that's your POV, but have you tried thinking about this in this other perspective? It's in a semi even I will completely shut. But if you give some actually see it's making sense, then they will be sure to follow suit.
Thank you so much. If you can get the same from Joseph, how do we create safe spaces?
So one of the things that I want to ensure is that getting whatever my colleague said, getting men where they are. Like we've been able to try an intervention in Omabe where we are engaging the border in a discussion when it comes to ending the triple threats. And we've been able to now have up to 150 champions. So if they look at a colleague trying, because if they, in everywhere where you are, if you see a young girl pregnant, who will you say that made that girl pregnant? People will tend to refer to the border people. So we went and had discussion with them. And you'll be able to find that they've been able to have and own that particular idea, and it is them now creating demand in terms of even inviting health experts to come and have candid discussions. Like now, on every Thursday, during their meetings, they must be able to call one health expert who will be able to come and have a conversation with them, tell them more about sexual reproductive health, the referral pathways for GBV. And you find that a number of times right now, the calls of reporting the cases of GBV, we are mostly getting them from the border people who are able to report these particular cases. So that is one thing that they've been able to create that space. Because when you create also a space for men, my problem can be your solution. The way I handle my problem can be the solution of how someone might be going through that problem and just solve that particular problem amicably. So that is one thing that we really need to do. Then men also need not to shy away from the reality. You really need to be able to share your mind and ensure that actually this is something that is there. I do not have to shy off. I have to speak so that you can be able to help. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Will you react to that quickly?
A build on that?
When it comes to safety, I think it is an issue of profound accountability, whereby for a man, the man next to me is my responsibility. I should not wait on him or them to make it their problem so that it is my problem. A problem for one is a problem for all. So yeah, let us make an issue that is center based on us as men, whereby if I am a man and I'm coming out to seek help to a fellow man, then this man is my immediate solution, not me leaving that particular space and going to another space to try and find help.
Yeah, let me say something. I think just the way same way you've mentioned, I think we need to watch each other's back as men, because it pains me a lot when I get a case where a man for the last 3 months has been raping young girls in Kajiado, and we know this man and we fear putting this man into laws. It pains a lot when we know our fellow men who really defile our young girls and don't report them. So I think these are the same men or other culprits who make other men feel like they're unwanted in the society. So the same way we carry thieves when they steal, the same way we should also be accountable and hold each other's hand and ensure that we report these cases than just living around these individuals. Thank you.
If you can get one question, one burning question, I think mkono imeinuliwa huku. Then we'll get like a comment from our brother there. Then a bit like for 1 minute or 2 minutes each for the parting shots.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Sinamo Nyagaka from Respect. And part of the audience here, I see young men, boys from high school. And the question can go to any of the panelists is around how can we kind of perceive the role of fatherhood in SRHR? And a follow-up to that in in what ways can men redefine their responsibilities as fathers, as co-parents, as older brothers, as mentors in ensuring that the sexual and productive health of kids, of children are able to be acknowledged, particularly in a changing world like this. Thank you. I hope the question was clear.
So, thank you so much for the question. They'll be responding, but we'll just hear from our brother there.
Good afternoon. Habari zenyu?
In 1 minute.
In 1 minute. I have 3 comments, 30 seconds each. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Okay. Number 1, I want to just add a reaction on how we can make men feel safe. In making men feel safe, you know, for you to do something, you'll do it better if you see someone else doing it, right? So to the men who embrace their femininity in them, men who feel safe sharing the ideas, you know, on how to embrace your feminine side. It will be better for men like you to go deeper into social media, express yourself, create more channels, you know, so that men can also see that akumbe kuna watu wanafanyanga hivi, akumbe kuna watu wanafikiria in this way, and in that way we'll create more safe space for more men. Point number 2, men, the root cause of all these problems in men don't support each other, men don't, and we can agree on that. Men don't support each other. So, men, you should explain aje hiyo. Okay. Kuna hii podcast, just another 30 seconds. Kuna hii podcast enye alikuwa anapatiana differences between going on a barber shop and going on a saloon. Sijui kama umewatch hiyo podcast on the difference on people going to a barber shop and people going to the saloon. In a barber shop, the first thing utafika hapo, they'll be like, you know, umsali achwa juzi. Umse, buda unasikiaje hivyo uliacho? Buda tulikwambia hizi kuwa mrefu tena. Buda, yani in most barber shops, ukiingia hapo, it is criticism after one after another, you know? But then when you go to the saloon, the first reaction ukifika hapo, they'll be like, for example, my name is Emmanuel. They'll be like, hey, Manu, umekuanga wapi hizi siku zote? You look nice, manze, but I can make you even better, you know? I can deal better with you, you know? Now, also, men, let's try to embrace the way females do
Creating
talk to each other,
spaces.
you know?
Creating
Yes, create more of them. Sasao. And the very last point, there is need to shift roles in this thing called femininity. There is need in this sense, there is a really need to shift this thing called femininity. You know, there is no way that a woman will be crying and also me I'm crying at the same time, right? At that point, the woman at that time is feminine, and I'm putting on my masculinity to support the lady, right? For example, in the relationship setup. But also, for that relationship to work well, it cannot be that all the times, day in, day out, I'm the one supporting this lady. It can't be. Some days also me as a man, I should also embrace that, sometimes I feel weak. Sometimes I feel tired. Sometimes I also need to cry to someone and lock myself to and express my feminine side, so that also this lady can be masculine at that time and support me. In that sense, mnaelewa? So also men, there is a really important need for us to shift this thing called femininity. It's not only about ladies being feminine. Also, as men, we should embrace it and shift the roles of being feminine. Leo ni mimi, I'm down, I'm crying on my baby. Kesho, yeah, is crying on me. Yes,
Thank you so much.
Crying is not feminine.
And yes, I was to
Crying
get
is
to
not
that.
feminine. Well, yeah, too. It's a function of the body. Crying isn't feminine, Dugu. Exactly.
I think we'll have that conversation. There's a lot to react from what you've just said, but I'll just go to my panel, and we'll react to the questions that was asked with the doctor.
Yeah.
A quick reaction possibly to him, then
No,
we
me
proceed.
reaction.
Sawa.
Crying isn't feminine, but I get you. But I am not a dad. I am a single dog dad, right? I am a single dog dad to a loving puppy. Eh? When I'm two jokes. I'm two jokes. Yeah, but I think when it comes to conversations about SRH and fathers and how they can be involved in the conversation, first, it's information, right? You can't give out what you don't understand. So it's for the fathers to get the information about what SRH is and understand how it is and how it impacts the child's life. Because the highest number of cases of HIV is between the ages of 18 to 24. And these are still kids, right? We're not even talking about 12 to 18. That's a whole dynamic on its own. But acknowledging that SRH is not only about sex, so there is no way that you should shy or cower from having such conversations with your child. SRH is broad. We're also talking about prevention methods. We're also talking about fast responding when something happens, how you can be able to go about it. So if we have to talk about SRH, let's not base the conversation not only on sex, but we can also talk about prevention, right? So majorly, that's why you can start for a child. The ABCs about prevention, about what happens if it happens, because at the end of the day, if it's something sexual, it will happen. Whether you give the information or not, it will happen, but it's important for the child as well to also understand. So for the dads, we can start with the information about what's actually appropriate for the child according to the age group that this child is in, and then after that, disseminate it to the child. So whatever the child chooses to do with that information is entirely up to them. But your role as a father or as a male figure in this child's life is you've done your responsibility and you're actually guiding this child towards a path where, is informed towards something that can happen to their future.
Thank you so much. We'll go to Michael.
Thank you. Just the venye amesema, you cannot give what you don't have. So for fathers, we normally have meetings of age-appropriate intervention for which can be disseminated back to our daughters and sons back at home. So the problem normally comes in when we call for such a meetings. Those who attend are more ladies than men. I don't know why. Men seem to be very busy. I don't know. But when we call for such a sessions, please, if you are a woman or you are a mother, it will be very nice when you come, both of you, so that you get this information and